अरिहंत सिद्ध सुर उपाध्याय साधु सर्व अर्थ के प्रकाशी मांगलिक उपकारी है। तीन को स्वरूप जानी रागते भई जो भक्ति काय को नमाए स्तुति को उच्चारी है। धन्य धन्य तुम्ही से काज सब आज भयो कर जोरी बारंबार वंदना हमारी है। मंगल कल्याण सुख ऐसो हम चाहते ओ मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। ओ मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। So today is our 12th lecture in this Sem1, and we were discussing about 4 exposition last week, and I had given you 2 examples to work on it. You have to apply 4 exposition on it. So how many of you have done it? Just raise your hand. Okay, one. Pooja, you have not done?
I completely forgot. I mean, I revised the things that we did
you
last
already
time,
know,
but yeah.
Okay. And Madhuji has done, Pratibha ji has done. And Soumya, what is your status for the homework?
Yes, sir, we have thought about something. We can
Okay.
discuss that.
Very good. Okay, fine. So the first example was about the stomach pain. So in this case, what you will say about stories or biographies, exposition? Soumya.
Yes, sir. So, what we can say about this, na, see, I have stomach in the pain. Then from Pratmanu Yog, I can say that there are many Mahapurush and Mahasatis happened in the history that have gone through the same phase. See, we can take the example of Sita ji. When Ramji, like, no, exiled in the Vanvas, and then he, like, no, she suffered so many things. Maybe stomach pain, headache pain. Then that way we can think that if she can help, she was helpless and she
Yes,
can
absolutely correct.
with the,
Now,
yeah.
in the same example, Pratibha ji, what would be Charnan Yog?
With the Charnani Yoga, I would say, with the ethics and conducts, she could have overate, wrong timing, wrong thing to eat. So she didn't think before eating or, what not to eat. So sometimes that could upset your stomach too.
Definitely. Very good. Very good. Absolutely logically you have answered. I am very happy about it. Madhuji, Dravyan Yog or the exposition on substances?
Sir, just a minute. I've written it in my book, but it is lost somewhere. I'll just tell.
Okay. Urja, on exposition on substances, from that what point of view, what you will suggest?
So did you say Urja? I couldn't hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, sir, for Dravyano Yoga, I would look at it that if my stomach is paining, this was implied to happen because of the 7 substances and the nature of fixation of everything that happens in a particular sequence.
Okay.
That is why basically this has happened. And one thing that I would realize is that this pain is happening in my body and I am different from this and I am my soul. So it is not kind of affecting my soul in any manner and this pain again will pass.
Yes. Very good. Very good. Absolutely correct.
Yeah.
You have given both good answers. Puji, now you are left with Karnan Yoga.
Yeah.
That is very easy.
Karnan Yoga. Yeah. So this is, it is the fusion of wrong deeds done by me earlier,
Okay,
and
fine.
this is and
The
this
next
is its
example. It's okay,
consequence.
okay, okay. I understood. I understood. The next
Yeah.
example was about students committing suicide in Kota. So
Yeah.
around 30 students have committed suicide in Kotas in the first 4 months of this year. And
Mm.
usually that figure comes throughout the year, but it's in the first 4 months. So applying the 4 exposition in this particular case, from Pratmaniyog, what Roshni ji will say?
Pratmanu talks from the angle of historical
Yes.
events regarding our Tirthankars.
Tirthankars and other illusion,
Acharyas and
other famous personalities like Balbhadra and all the Tresat Salaka Purush, So, in case of this example, what would you suggest?
So, sir, I missed the first couple of minutes of the lesson, but the question was regarding having eaten something and suffering stomach
That
ache.
is over. That is over.
Okay.
Now, this example we are considering is that around 30 students have committed suicide in Kota, where most very famous coaching classes are going on, and people from all over India come there to particularly prepare themselves for the IIT and all examinations. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
there 30 students this year has committed suicide. So from Prathmanu Yog, what would you apply in this particular example? How would you relate?
How the Tirthankars and historical great people or great beings overcame difficulties in their lives and their understanding of difference between Atma and Sharir.
Okay. Anyone else would like to add in this, Malti ji?
No, sir. Actually, I am not with the class. I'll pick it up. I was thinking कि recording पढ़ने से अच्छा let me attend the real class.
That is true. It is always good to have live class, and that there is no replacement for that. But last week you were there?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, so you have to catch up on recording. If you miss for some reason, you can always catch up on recording. At least you can be with the class, So
Yes,
this
sir.
is okay. So Hemali ji.
Yes, sir.
So what would you have to say from
The
Rahman?
suicide point.
Yeah.
So I would look back to the, as Roshni ji said earlier, I would look back to the stories and the biographies of,
Great
people who've
personalities.
had,
Yeah.
yes, sir, of people who've had, tough times earlier. And I would have told, myself if I was a student, that what is not affecting my soul should not be affecting me, and scores or performance in exam or stress and all of that is merely a manifestation of my own maybe weakness thinking, and it has nothing to do with my soul, so I wouldn't end my
So
life. Sorry.
when you are
Is this
discriminating between the soul and the body, then it becomes a exposition on substances, right? But now we are talking about exposition on biographies and stories. So that will relate to great personalities who have faced such situation in their life and they were not able to cope up
yes,
and they committed suicide. Classic
yes,
example would be of Shantinath Tirthankar. Okay, Tirthankar Shantinath Bhagwan. The 10 births before he became a Tirthankar, he was a king and he had 2 sons, and both the sons fell in love with a maid's daughter, the maid who is working in their house, their daughter, they both fell in love with their daughter, and they said, I will marry this lady only. And both the parents, the king and the queen, they try to explain him that we are king, queen, this is not according to our status, these and that. But they both were not listening to their parents' advice. And ultimately, frustrated, depressed, anxiety, with the fear that what people will think, they committed suicide. And because of that event, both the sons got vairagya. Okay. And they got initiated into monkhood, and they got liberated in that birth only. And these two people, they had prolonged their journey of liberation. And after 10 births, he again became a Tirthankar and he went to liberation. So this is one story. And then there is another story of Shrenik Maharaja. That is again a controversial, but it is one of the accounts that's explained there, that he also committed suicide because his son put him in jail, and then he realized that I have done the wrong thing, because his mother told me that when you were very young, like 1-2 months, and your father was very fond of you, and he was feeding you the food, and at that point of time you urinated in her lap, and all the clothes got destroyed and everything, but still he appreciated you and he loved you and like that. And then he realized that, oh, it's my mistake. So he thought that I will go and open up the jail, and I will I'll ask for an apology from my father. So he went to the jail and he would try to open the door, and realizing that Shrenik Raja thought that he has come to kill me. So he thought that if a son kills his father, what people will say. So he committed suicide. In earlier days, they used to wear diamond rings, and those diamonds are so pure that if you put that in your mouth, immediately you get killed. So he put that diamond in his mouth and he committed suicide. So that is one account of story. So even great personalities face such difficulties and they also committed suicide. That is what we can take from this story. From Charnan Yog, what would you suggest? Who else? Jia, you will try? You catch up on recordings? No.
I have the last.
Yeah, okay. You catch up next week. I will ask you. Soumya ji, can you relate? Same example, quota students committing suicide from Charna, New York.
Sir, if I would have been a student or a student in quota, I would have thought that maybe I should have done things differently. I should have focused more on my studies and keeping away from distractions. And maybe I should have should have been in constant contact with my parents and with my friends for kind of mental support and emotional support. So these are the things that I could have done differently, and this would have prevented the student from committing suicide.
Very good, very good. So from Charnanyu, we can think that I got involved in wrong friendships, and I missed like I got involved in bad habits and something or the other, and then I didn't do proper studies. All these factors lead to my anxiety and not getting success in the exams, and that's what made me to commit suicide in this situation. So whatever Soumya suggested is all correct. Very good. Now, same situation from Dravyan Yog. Yeah. Who will try? Raise your hand. I have asked everybody. Yeah, Pratibha ji, you go ahead. Unmute yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, I just did. Thanks. From Dravani Yoga point of view, I look at it the body is a substance and suicide shouldn't be the option because the life cycle goes on, we live and die, it's going to be there. It's not something that we all are eternal and we're going to live forever. So committing suicide, I wouldn't say then option, but instead of that, you should look at the soul, try to do something for the soul, because this life is, human life doesn't come that often, and this is the time that is taken advantage of being a human life and try to concentrate on the soul and try to get liberated or do something better than suicide.
So I am the soul. So this outer success or failure is not something that I can relate it to myself. It is just a part and parcel of life. And since I am a soul, I am a knower of these events. I'm not a doer of these events. And this way you can practice discriminative knowledge and you can come out of that situation, right? And now what is left? Karna Yoga. It's all very simple. So who will try for Karna Yoga? Malti ji, you try.
I haven't seen the earlier class. I'm not up to date with the three.
It's very logical. It's not that you have not listened to the class. It's okay. But when it comes to Karna Yoga, okay, you have not done the chapter itself. Okay, fine. So, yeah, no problem. So Karna Yoga, we always relate to the karmas, our past karmas, whatever bad deeds we have done in the past, they all come into fruition, and in those situations, it makes us miserable and we suffer from those fruition. Okay, fine. So I think more or less everyone has connected to the concept, and you keep applying in your day-to-day life, and you will realize that it's such a good tool to come out of any situation, not only to come out of, but to enjoy those situations. Now, this 4 expositions are the foundation of Jain philosophy. Okay, our Jainism gives us messages, sermons through these 4 expositions only. All these 4 have their own style of presenting, okay? But the end result is the same for all the 4 exposition, that it all fosters passionlessness, okay? So I'll give you one example of somebody asked exposition on substances, how a soul gets liberated. So the Dravyan Yoga says that the path of liberation is only that you realize yourself and you get engrossed in yourself, and you will be liberated. So when it was asked to Charnan Yoga how I can get liberated, so Charnan Yoga says that you get initiated into monkhood and then practice meditation, and you follow the rules of a monk, and you have to follow those rules without any faults or negligence, and you will get liberation. Because all the souls who have got liberated, they were monks in their life, because it is only through human being, and that also through a male gender, that you can get liberated, and that also after becoming a monk. When it was asked to Karnan Yoga that how a liberation can be attained, so very simple, that when all the karmas get destroyed, you get liberated. And when it was asked to Pratman Yoga how one can get liberated, he said that in the past, all the Tirthankars who had attained liberation, they they practiced descriptive knowledge, they got absorbed in the self after becoming a monk, and they destroyed all the karmas and they got liberated. This is the way to get liberation in the past, this is the way to get liberated in the present, and this is the way to get liberated in the future. So in this way, all the four exposition has explained how to get liberated from their own perspective. Now, the best part is that all these four expositions are complementing each other. So when we say that you become monk and you practice, you follow the rules of monkhood and you practice meditation, you will get liberated. It means that you have to engrossed in the self. It also includes that you have to destroy the karmas. So the statement is being made from one exposition, but in your knowledge, you have to factor in that there are other expositions into play simultaneously. But there is a limitation to language. I cannot say all the four expositions simultaneously. I can say one exposition at a time, but other three are also into play simultaneously at that point of time. And through our knowledge of wisdom, we know that it's not only through one exposition that the soul has got liberated. There are other three expositions which has a role to play. So when you are doing this way, you develop passionlessness state and equanimity in all the situations, and that is the right balance among the four exposition which leads to your happiness. Another last example where we will be doing the balance, the in another example, we will be again applying this four exposition. Recently, not recently, 2-3 years ago, there was a COVID pandemic. And in that pandemic, one of your family member lost his life. Now, you have to apply four exposition in it. So first, I would suggest Charnan Yoga. Okay. So from Charnan Yoga, what would you suggest, Roshni?
So from that exposition, I would say so Pranayama Yoga is regarding. I would say that we follow guidance given by the health organizations and associations regarding social distancing and all of that. Yeah, that would be following a path similar to Charnanu Yoga.
Okay. So it's all correct that you have to maintain protocols like wearing mask and social distancing and whatever. So if you don't follow those guidelines, you will get affected by this pandemic, and that was the cause of his death. Now, from Karnan Yoga, what would you suggest? Pratibhaji.
Well, Karnani Yoga, that's regarding, like whatever your past karma. So that comes to fruition. So depends, about your karma, how bad they were.
Which particular
and how bad they
karma?
suffered.
Which particular karma?
Well, there's so many. I cannot say exactly which one would that affect.
So now, Soumya.
Yeah.
Ayu karma, sir.
Ayu karma.
Oh, Ayu karma. You're right.
Yeah.
That's
Unless
right.
and until
when your life is over, it's
yeah,
time for you to go.
Yeah.
Yes.
So from Dravyan Yoga, Madhuji. What would you suggest? Okay, Hemali, you try.
Yeah. Now, hello. Yes, sir. So, according to Dravyani, it is actually the substance. So, just a minute. Hmm. Yeah. So, having fallen sick, uh, we should have it should be said that falling sick. What can we say? Mm,
Urja. Yeah.
Am I audible? You said
Yeah.
Karnano Yoga, right, sir?
No, Dravyani.
Okay, so for Dravyanu Yoga, if a family member has died due to COVID, uh, of course, it is a very difficult time for the family member to kind of suffer the loss of a loved one. But in understanding the fact that, soul and substance are different, and while they have died, their body is no more, but as the soul is eternal, they are going to change their form and get life in another in a matter of 3 seconds, 5 seconds, they will change their life and be reborn as somebody else. So that would give me solace, and also the understanding that body and soul is different, and they are living on eternally, and their good karmas will go with them.
So all these situations are just an object of your knowledge and nothing else, right?
Correct, yeah.
So very good.
So
Now,
I just want to add one thing. I think everybody is getting a bit confused. I just found a trick maybe to learn कि प्रथमानु योग क्या है, कर्णानु योग क्या है. I would like to share it with everybody if it helps to them. So basically, Prathmanu Yog means Pratham. Pratham is पहले हुआ हुआ है. So पहले हुआ हुआ is basically कि it is based on stories. Second is basically Charnanu Yoga. Now, Charan is basically how you walk. So basically, whether you're walking the talk, whether you're walking the steps that you have been given or not, whether you're following whatever the protocol is. So that is Charnanu Yoga. When it comes to Dravyanu Yoga, Dravya is substance. So we know substance over form, or soul and body is different. So that is how you learn it from substance. And one more I left is
Karan.
कर्णानु योग. So कर्णानु योग is कर्ण है, कर्ण को आप कर्म बोल सकते हैं. So basically it is because of your past karma that this thing is happening. So it is just a trick that I use, so I remember. Maybe it can help others also to.
So nice of you to share with the class.
Very
Really,
nice.
it's a good
Nice.
shortcut.
yeah.
You can
Yeah,
easily.
thank you, Urja.
So Madhuji, you are clear now?
Yeah. Yes, I'm clear, sir. Because such a thing has not happened in COVID in my family, so I
Okay.
could not just think about it.
No problem, no problem. But say we
Yeah,
have done
I
many
understood.
examples, but now
Yeah.
so for concept clarity paper 2, okay, this
Yeah.
is the subject that you have to write on 4 expositions, 1 page to 6 page, and I want each of you to give at least 3 examples from your day-to-day life where applied this 4 exposition and what was the result. Okay, what was the
Okay.
result? Why do we apply? And you have to of course you have to explain what each exposition depicts. That is the first thing that you have to do, and then you come on to these examples, and then you conclude it. And then of course there will be a myth buster, and this is your concept clarity paper 2. Okay, only this chapter, nothing else, and this is very important. So if you learn to apply this 4 exposition, you will find that your decisions are all coming very good, and also you are able to practice descriptive knowledge in any kind of situation and always be happy.
So it is for paper 2, sir.
Paper 2.
Yes, that is
Concept
semester 2.
paper 2. Concept
Semester.
paper 1, I had given you 7
Yeah.
fundamentals.
Yes. That was done.
This is again a very important chapter because again it's very useful in our practical day-to-day life.
Yes, yes, yes,
Now,
yes.
one last question. I know you will be able to answer, but still I would like to ask. If I don't apply 4 exposition, and if I apply one of the 4 exposition, what what difference it will make?
You're asking me, sir?
No, I'm not asking. I'm asking who has got
In
the
general,
answer. You can raise your hand, then only I will ask.
we cannot liberate our soul. If we, our soul can be liberated unless and only we follow the 4 anuyos.
Okay. Any other answers? Yeah.
Us.
Yeah, Soumya.
They are also linked to each other. You just said, like, all 4, they link to each other. So no matter, you cannot just apply one. Eventually, you do apply all 4.
So, very good answer, Pratibhaji. But
Also,
my question is that if you apply 1 and if you don't apply the 4, what would be your, what difference it would make?
there will not be clarity, sir, in whatever we want to succeed in.
Roshni?
I think it would be difficult to attain that passionlessness without understanding all 4 of them, because you have to look at everything from 4 different angles.
Okay.
And especially Jarnanu Yoga, that one feels like we did that even before understanding the Jain philosophy, but the other 3 help us understand why we follow those protocols.
Good. Soumya? Soumya.
Yes, sir. So actually, we won't be able to understand the whole agam, because different acharyas have written the different shastras in a particular exposition.
Right.
So Samaysar is Pragnanuyog and Padma Purana is Pratmanayog. If we stuck to one anuyog, we won't be able to understand the other shastras also. So that's why we need to know the whole exposition, the 4 expositions.
Okay. Himali?
So I didn't know everything that Soumya ji said. I never thought of it like that. But if we look at only one and we don't look at the others, then Roshni ji and Pratibha ji earlier said they're all linked. Our conduct, our own belief, our ultimate aim to liberation will all be kind of affected, and we will not be able to
We are
achieve
not
what we.
talking of liberation right now, but in any situation, if you are
Right.
thinking from one exposition only, you only get a partial view. You don't get the complete picture. And unless and until you don't get the complete picture, how you can arrive at a right decision? So it is directly linked to our decision-making power. Okay. So when you are looking at from 4 angles, you are in a better position to take a correct decision. And if you are taking, you are looking from a one viewpoint only, then you get a partial view, which may or may not be correct. Okay. So it is always good to have 4 exposition everywhere, so that you will be safe from taking a wrong decision. Okay. So that is the main idea behind this, applying 4 expositions, and you get the correct decision, and you are always happy. You are always manifesting passionlessness state. And this is what the path of liberation is all about. One more thing, that even if you are talking from one exposition, but in your knowledge, you can have other 3 also aligned with it, So you are talking from one exposition, but other 3 are also a part of that, your strategy, and that what makes the decision very unique and correct. Okay. So when we analyze the same situation from 4 angles, we are able to maintain our composure and equanimity. And that is what happiness is all about. So this is all that we conclude here. And for reference reading, you can refer Moksha Marg Prakashak, 8th chapter. 8th chapter is full of 4 exposition. Okay, very detailed study. And this chapter, particular chapter that we studied, that is also been adapted from Moksha Marg Prakashak Granth by Pandit Todarmal ji. There is an English version available. I will share the English textbook also of Moksha Marg Prakashak. And then those who know Hindi, they can refer Vitrag Vigyan Vivechika, the guidebook by Brahmachari Kalpana Didi. You know, all have this book, no? Vitrag Vigyan Vivechika. One day I shared also the PDF.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we have.
So you share the PDF once more in the group. So somebody who have joined late or missed out, he or she can have access to that. And apart from that, Moksha Marg Prakashak has got a comprehensive analysis on 4 exposition. Okay. So hope that this is enough and this is your concept clarity. So you go deep into this topic and you apply in your day-to-day life, and you will see that all your decisions are also coming correct, and you are also able to enjoy in those adverse situations. You are very calm and composed at that point of time, and that's what makes you conducive to take a correct decision and enjoy those moments. So very practical chapter, and Moksha Marg Prakashak and Vitrag Vigyan Vivechika is all that you can refer. This is enough for you. And if you have any questions, you can ask right now. Otherwise, we'll move on to the next chapter.
Yes, sir. Can I? Yes. This is Madhu, sir. सर
Yeah.
कभी है ना किसी 24 तीर्थंकर का लाइफ हिस्ट्री पढ़ना हो तो मैंने किताबें या कैसे अपन पढ़ सकते हैं?
So abhi we have studied in Vitrag Vigyan 1 also, and today
Small, हाँ, yes.
no, kuch stories, it's there everywhere, you know. In Vitrag Vigyan 1 also we had one story, and here also we are going to read about Lord Parshvanath's life story. Okay. We have chapters on Pratman Yoga in every Vitrag Vigyan 1, 2, 3 at least, and Tattva Gyan part 1 and part 2. So we have it, and then we have special books on Pratman Yoga, Padma Puran, then Parsva Puran, then 24 Tirthankars, Mahapuran, and Adi Puran, and so many Pratman Yoga stories books are there. It's all written by Acharyas only. So
नहीं जैसे कि मतलब कि ये काफी शॉर्ट में रहता है ना सर. Instead of reading other books, we can read these books मतलब in detail. Then instead of
see, it depends on your
but that-
interest. Like somebody who is very much interested, they go, they'll read lot of books, you know. Even people read fiction
access,
so much.
access.
Yeah.
How can we access to these books?
So it's all available on the PDF, you know. There is one Jain e-library group where you can ask for any PDF. Then there is jaindharma.com. Atmadharm.com is also there, one website. Vitragvani.com is also another website where you will get all the books in PDF format. And then there are other sites also available. You can just search on the Google, you will get the PDFs. There is no problem.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
But these 2 books, as I said, for this particular chapter and your concept clarity is enough. Moksha Marg Prakashak, 8th chapter, and Vitrag Vigyan Vivechika for better understanding. Otherwise, you can write from the textbook that we have, and also the discussion that we had in the class. So at least you should give 3 examples from day-to-day life. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
So now we move on to the next chapter, the 5th lesson, the 3 worlds, Teen Lok. Okay. This is a very I think it is the first chapter on cosmology, and there is a very big content available on cosmology, and it's a very all the descriptions are very subtle. It's all as the omniscient has seen it in his knowledge, and he has told these things in his sermon, and from there we have got all these descriptions. Okay, so your logic, it's go beyond our logic, so our logic is, our experience is limited to what we can prove, but this is something that we have to just adapt as it is from the omniscient. Okay, this cannot be proven that this is of this measurement and this is of that measurement. You have to just accept it as it is written in the scriptures. So this lesson is particularly written by Acharya Umaswamy from
So can you
Tattva.
make me or Jia maybe the co-host? We'll share the.
Yeah. Sorry. When the class was starting, I thought I'll make you a co-host, and then suddenly I forgot. 1 minute.
Yeah.
Page number
And
20.
sir, this was we know about this from Karnanu Yoga.
Yeah, Karnani. This is a chapter on Karnani Yoga. Okay. So Karnani Yoga is about the different classifications of soul. The second part is the karma theory, and the third part is this cosmology, the three worlds. Okay. So this is adapted from Tattvat Sutra, fourth chapter of Tattvat Sutra, written by Acharya Umaswamy. First, we will read about Acharya Umaswamy, a very short description, because our Acharyas hardly says anything about their personal life. So we are not aware of their life history in detail, but whatever is available, that we will read here. Madhuji, you read.
Yes, sir. The three worlds, slopes, Acharya Umaswamy. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
The Jain community is not acquainted with the life story as with the famous Tattva Sutra for Umaswamy, who attained great fame even with a very small volume of written work. He was the chief disciple of Kunda Acharya and blessed this land in the last days of the first Vikram century and the first part of the second century. Acharya Umaswamy is one of those glorious acharyas who enjoy complete reliability and respect in the line of the acharyas. In Jain tradition, Tattvat Sutra enjoys the same dignity as Gita amongst the followers of Vedic religion, Bible amongst the Christians, and Quran amongst the Mohammedans. During the last 2000 years, more than 100 commentaries in different languages have been written on this. Sarvat Siddhi by Acharya Pujyapat, Tattvarthavartik by Bhattaklang, and Shlokvartik by Vidyanandi are the famous commentaries. Tattvarthasar by Amrit Chandra Suri is a poetic translation thereof. Swami Samant Bhadra's Gandhasti Mahabhasya, containing 84,000 slokas, is also a commentary on this book, but it is not available. Another commentary is Artha Prakashika of the old Hindi scholar Pandit Sadhasukji. Modern scholars have also written many commentaries in Khadi Boli. It is the first Jain scripture in the Sanskrit language. The present portion has been taken from the fourth chapter of Tattvat Sutra.
That's all. So you see, Acharya
Thank you,
Umaswamy was the chief disciple, okay, chief disciple of Kunda Acharya. And he was here in the first Vikram century. So in the common area, if you see, it will be around 90 or 100 AD. Okay. He attained great fame even with a very small volume of written work. Why is this small volume? Because this Tattvat Sutra is the only scripture that he has written that is available to us, and that's what we know about it. And that is all in sutra format. Sutras are like formula, very short. In short description, lot of things have been included in it. So it's a very small volume of written work. Okay. So he was one of those glorious acharyas, and he's enjoyed complete reliability and respect in the line of the acharyas. So in Jaina tradition, the Tattva Sutra enjoys the same dignity as Gita among the followers of Vedic religion, Bibles among the Christians, and Quran among the Mohammedans. And there are some very big commentaries written about this Tattva Sutra, and famous is the Sarvat Siddhi by Acharya Pujyapad, then Tattvarth Raj Vartik by Bhattaklang, by Akalang Dev, it should be Bhattakalang. Okay. And Slok Vartik by Vidyanandi Acharya. And then there is Tattvat Sar by Acharya Amrit Chandra Dev Suri. It's again a poetic translation of Tattvat Sutra. Then we have Swami Samandbhadra's Gandhasti Mahabhashya, but this is not available right now. Then there is another big commentary on by the name of Artha Prakashika of the old Hindi scholar Pandit Sada Sukh Ji. Then there are modern scholars who have written commentaries on Tattvat Sutra. The famous of among them is Pandit Ramji Bhai Doshi's Moksha Shastra. Okay. So this chapter is adapted from the 4th chapter of Tattvat Sutra. Basically, it deals with the description of the 3 worlds. Okay. And now we move on to the lesson. It's a conversation between a student and a teacher, and we will be doing one lok at a time. So initially, so who will read? Jia, you start reading. First 1.5 page. Yeah.
So we were told in students, so we were told in the discourse that Kuntun Acharya had gone to Videsh Kshetra for having darshan of Simandar Swami. Where is this Videsh Kshetra? Teacher, the whole universe has been divided in 3 worlds. We live in the central world. This has innumerable islands and seas encircling each other. In the center is the Jambu Dweep, which is surrounded on all sides by Lavan Sea. All round, this is the Dhatikhand Island, surrounded by Kalodhadi Sea. Then there is Pushkarwar Island and Pushkarwar Sea. This way, there are innumerable islands and seas. Students, so we live in the Jambu Island. Where does Simandar Bhagwan live? He is also in Jambu Island, which is not small. The expansion is 1 lakh. Can you slow down?
Yojans.
Yeah, the expansion is 1 lakh yojans. Just in the center is the round Sumeru Mount. There are 6 big mountains which lie from east to west, dividing this Jambu Island. They are Himvan, Mahahimvan, Nishad, Neel, Rukni, and Shikari. Student, when these 6 lie from east to west, the Jambu Island should have 7 parts. Teacher, yes, these 7 parts are called 7 regions. Their names are Bharat, Himvat, Hari, Videh, Ramyak, Hiranyavat, and Airavat. Student, I have now understood that the central region is called Videsh Kshetra, where Simandar Bhagwan is propagating his gospels in the religious conference, that is Sum of Sharan. Teacher, Just in the south thereof is Bharat Kshetra, where we live. Kunkun was born here and went to Vidya. Student, can we not go there? Teacher, no, did I not tell you that there are huge mountains in the way? On each of these mountains is a big tank from which 14 rivers rise and flow in all 7 regions. These rivers are Ganga, Sindhu, Rohit, Rohitasya, Harit, Har, Harikanta, Sita, Situra, Nari, Nalkanta, Swarnakula, Rupiakula, and Raktuda. These rivers flow in order of two in each region, from Bharat to Eravat, the first one falling in the eastern sea and the second in the western. This central world is also called the slanting world, Kriya Globe, because it is oblique in habitation. Student, what do you mean? Habitations are all oblique. Teacher, habitations of the central world are oblique, but not those of the lower world. They are one below the other. Student, what is the lower world?
This much only, right? So this is where the description of the central world ends. Okay. So the central world is the place where we right now are dwelling, and this whole universe is divided into 3 worlds, which the one which we live is the central world. There are innumerable islands and seas. So one island and one sea, then one island and one sea encircling each other. In the center is Jambu Dweep. Okay. So in the center is the Jambu Dweep, which is surrounded on all sides by Lavan Samudra, Lavan Sea. Okay. Lavana. All round this is the Ghatki Khand Island. It is Ghatki Khand Island, but it's written here as Dhatki Khand. In English, it's written like that. Surrounded by Kalodadi Sea. Then there is Pushkarvar Island and Pushkarvar Sea. This way, there are innumerable islands and seas, you know. So in the center is the Jambudvip. So we live in Jambudvip. Where does Simandar Bhagwan live? He is also in Jambudvip only, which is not small. The expansion is 1 lakh yojans. Now this yojan is what? It's an unit of measurement. Okay. So there are 2 types of yojan. One is Vyavhar Ojan and one is Praman Yojan. Vyavhar Ojan is approximately 8 miles. 8 miles is the length, or if you convert it into kilometer, it is 12.8 kilometer. That is 1 yojan. And there are how many yojans? 1 lakh yojans. So you just can imagine how big is this Jambu Dweep. In their height of beings, one minute, 8 miles is equal to 12.8 kilometers. And then there is Praman Yojan, another type, which is equal to 500 Vyavhar Yojan. That means 500 times into 8 miles, that is 4,000 miles. So yojans are of 2 types. One is Vyavhar Yojan and one is Praman Yojan. So Vyavhar Yojan is of 8 miles and Praman Yojan is of 4,000 miles or 6,400 kilometer. So you see how big is the area. In the Vyavhar Yojan, what do we measure? We measure the heights of the beings in the 4 state of existence. Like Narki has got so much of height, and then they have got so much of height, and humans have this, and then the subhumans. So height is being measured by Vyavhar Ojan. Then all the natural creations, there are Jain temples which has not been constructed by anyone. It is there from time eternal. These are called, no, the one that has been made by us, that is called, that is being measured by Vyavhar Yojan. All that has been constructed recently or by human beings. Then we have towns, which is also against measured by Vyavhar Yojan. Then we have houses, forest, all these are measured by Vyavhar Yojan. Then what is measured by Praman Yojan? So areas of seas, very big areas of seas are measured by Praman Yojan. Then islands are measured by Praman Yojan. Then 3 worlds are measured by Praman Yojan. Mountains, lakes, trees, moon, stars, all these are measured by Praman Yojan. So Yojan is, you can just imagine such a big unit of measurement. So we were here. Just in the center is the round Sumeru Mount, Sumeru Parvat, very huge mountain. There are 6 big mountains which lie from east to west, dividing the Jambu Island. They are Himvan, Mahahimvan, Nishad, Nil, Rukmi, and Shikhari. When these 6 lie from east to west, Jambu Island should have 7 parts, obviously. Yes, there are 7 parts. These are called 7 regions. Their names are Bharat, Himvat, Hari, Vide, Ramyak, Hiranyavat, and Eravat. So, Bharat is the name of the region where we are right now. And Vide, the 4th one in the sequence, the Vide is where Simandar Paramatma is right there right now. There are always 20 Tirthankars there in Videsh Kshetra, any point of time. Minimum 20 will always be there. And there comes a time when there are 160 Tirthankars over there. So people are getting liberated from there every time, not time, but every 6 months, 608 souls get liberated from there right now. In Bharat Kshetra, only in the 4th era, people gets liberated. So we are now into the 5th era. So the path of getting liberated is not right now open for us. But we can always manifest right belief and get into the path of liberation. And then maybe in the next birth or after a few births, you will get liberated. So just the feeling of getting liberated. Yeah. You want to ask something, Himali?
Yes, sir. So, sir, when you say that, you know, the path of liberation is closed for us,
Not
and
path of, yeah. Path is open, but you cannot get liberated.
right. So, sir, if we have to attain liberation, we also have to somehow go to the Videsh Kshetra, or that's not possible?
No, like in the 4th era, in Bharat sector only, people were getting liberated. It is now
Right.
5th era, so there's been stoppage of liberation, people getting liberated. But it was there earlier, so you can get liberated from any other regions also. It is not that compulsory that you have to go to Videsh Kshetra to go to liberation.
But sir, from the Bharat Kshetra, you can't get liberated now.
Now you cannot get.
So,
Now, if you want to get liberated, you have to get into Videsh Kshetra.
so, sir, I need to take birth as what to go into Videsh Kshetra? I mean, I know I can't decide, but I'm just trying to understand.
Like, to get liberated, you have to, of course, have a human birth, that also male, and that also you have to become a monk, and then only you can get liberated. A householder cannot get liberated. He has to become a monk.
Yes.
So that is
But,
the.
but, but sir, the current people who are monks right now, they also can't get liberated because they are in Bharat Kshetra right now.
Yeah, they cannot get liberated now.
So, sir, for them, what would be the next step? I mean, how do you get birth in the Videsh Kshetra?
So there is nothing as such that you can get birth in the Videsh Kshetra, but it is your own manifestations and your own inclinations, what you want in your life. So now we are all studying this Paramagam honors course with the only purpose that we want to go ahead in the path of spiritualism and we want to realize ourselves, we want to get into the path of liberation, and ultimately we will get liberated. Okay. But whether it is in the next birth or after 10 births or after so many births, we don't know. Okay. And how does it matter also? Because there is nothing that is in our hand. We don't have a choice whether to get born in Videsh Chakra or whether to get birth in a hellish being or in a heavenly being. We don't have a choice. So it's all depends on our karmas and our sentiments, and accordingly we bind karmas. And Ayu karma is also one of the karmas to which we get life in all the four state of existence. So it could be anything. So we don't work on that way. We work to get first to understand our soul. The next step would be to get engrossed in ourselves. That is what we can do right now. Other things will happen automatically.
So what does Jainism believe? Are the world is horizontally huge or is it vertically? मतलब एक भूमि के ऊपर नीचे है या left right मतलब on that side?
So in the central world, it is all on the surface level. In the lower world, it is one below the other, and in the heavenly world, upper world, it is one above the other. Okay. So we are now in the central world, so it is all horizontal only right now here. But if you go to the lower world, it is one below the other, one below the other. So there are 7 levels in the lower world, and in the higher world there are 16 swarg, and above that there are 9 anudisht viman, no? And then there are 5
Anuttar, sir.
Sarvat Siddhi, 5 Sarvat Siddhi, yeah. Anuttar Viman.
Sir.
So it is one above the other. So those who have done good karmas, they get into the 16 heavens, and then those who have done very good, better than them, they go ahead of those 16, above those 16, and those who have done more better than them, they go into the, all the monks who are right now, they go into the upper world, the higher level of heavens. So it is like that, depending on your karmas. And if you do bad karmas, you go to the hell. And there are 7 levels. So if you do very intense karmas, you go to the lower of the 7 one. And then there is the second one, third one. So depending on your activities and deeds and your binding of the karmas, you get the next birth. Okay. So it is nothing in our hand, but the efforts, right efforts, if you put in right efforts, you will get liberated soon. That is what we can say. You have to arrive at the right decision. So making decisions is in your hand. Everything else is not in our hand. So what is in our hand that we do, and all other things will come up automatically and we will get liberated. So we were discussing the central world, okay? And there are 6 big mountains which lie from east to west. And there are 7 regions, and we live in the Bharat Chakra, and Simandar Paramatma lives in the Videsh Chakra. From there, the conversation started. Then just in the south of this Videsh Chakra, there is Bharat Chakra where we live. Kunkundacharya was born here, and he went to Videsh Chakra with his special abilities. Can we not go there? No. Did I not tell you that there are huge mountains in the way? On each of these mountains is a big tank or pond from which 14 rivers rise and flow in all the 7 regions. So 14 rivers, 7 regions, so 2 rivers in one region. So these are pairs of rivers, Ganga, Sindhu, Rohit, etc., etc. These rivers flow in the order of 2 in each region from Bharat to Eravat. The first one falling in the eastern sea and the second in the western. This central world is also called the slanting world or Tiryak Lok because it is oblique in habitation. So you must have seen the picture of 3 worlds. Anybody has seen? Many of you must have seen. So this picture is of 1 minute. It's given in the Hindi textbook. Yes. So this, if you can see. So this is a picture of Jambu Deep, but I will share with you the picture of the 3 worlds and Jambu Deep. I've got color printout, color posters about that, and I will share you after taking photo so you can have an idea how big is this 3 worlds. So we cannot go to the Videsh Kshetra because there are huge mountains in the way. So 14 rivers, 2 in each region, and this is all about the central world. Now moving on to the lower world. What is this lower world? So just below the central world, from there we have to start. And
Sir, I have the Hindi textbook. Should I share?
yeah, you can share. You can take a snapshot and share in the group.
Okay, otherwise I can share screen. Can you just make me the host, please?
Yeah. So Subhangi ji, you read the description on lower world. Please share
Yes,
the textbook. You have the textbook?
yes, I do have it. Uh,
Okay, you go ahead.
it is not showing on the screen. I have to open my own. Wait.
So 1 minute. Urja, can you share the textbook?
So the English one I have, Hindi I don't have.
English one only you share now.
Okay,
You
okay.
read the chapter.
Yeah, sure. I thought we were sharing the English one, yeah.
Yeah. Slightly lower.
Yeah.
Yeah. From here.
What is this lower world?
Yes.
Student, what is this lower world? Teacher, just below the central world, we have 7 hills named Ratna Prabha, Shakra Prabha, Baluka Prabha, Pank Prabha, Dhoom Prabha, Tamha Prabha, and Mahatam Prabha. They are one below the others. These habitations are full of tortures and are like cavities. The climate is very foul. The beings habitating these hills are unhappy due to unfavorable atmosphere. Besides, they are under the influence of strong passions and so are always killing and attacking one another. In fact, they are abodes of miseries. When people indulge in strong demerits, they are born in these hells. Those born in these are called hellish beings. Student. Sinners go to these hills. Where do the virtuous go? The virtuous go to the heavens. Text. Can you scroll up a little?
Hmm.
The virtuous go to the heavens. Student, where are the heavens? What is their nature? Teacher, heavens are in the upper world. Are they oblique or one below the other? Teacher, they are one upon the other. I shall show you their situation in the map. There are student. There are 7 hells. How many are the heavens? Teacher, there are 16 heavens named Southern Ishan, Sanat Kumar Mahendra, Brahma Brahmotter, Lan, Lantaf Kapishta, Shukra Mahashukra, Sattar Sahastra, Anat Pranat, Aran Achyut. Above these are situated nine grave, gravikas, nine Anudish, and five Anutar celestial chariots. What is above these, teacher? The Siddha Shila, where countless Siddha repose. Ordinarily, this is the description of the three worlds. Student, sir, I am not fully satisfied. Please explain this in more detail. Teacher, what more can be explained in one lesson? If you are inquisitive, try to know more details from Tatvarth Sutra, Tatvarth Vartik, and Trilok Sar and other sacred books.
So in the lower world, there are 7 hells. You know, Srenik Maharaja, um, uh, he was a Saik Samyak Drashti, but because of his earlier acts, he bound the inauspicious karma, and he is now in the first Ratna Prabha hell. Okay. And from there, he will take a human birth. In the next 24 Tirthankars that are going to come, he will be the first Tirthankar. So he's in the Ratna Prabha. First, we have 7 hells, one below the other. Okay. So Ratna Prabha and then Shakra Prabha, Baluka Prabha, these are the 7 names. They are one below the other. These habitations are full of tortures and are like cavities. The climate is very foul, and you know, they are so much hungry that even if you uh, give them the food of this whole world, you know, that that will be only just a small part of their appetite, you know. So appetite is so huge that they never get, the appetite is so huge, but they never get one part of any food. And they are so thirsty that they will drink the whole ocean, but they don't get a single drop of water. So you can just imagine what kind of sufferings would be there. They are always killing and attacking one another. So it's a abode of full of miseries, you know. When people indulge in strong demerits or they indulge in sins, you know, they are born in these hells. So by describing the 3 worlds, they are giving us the message that if you do wrongful activities, you will end up in hell, and there will be so much of miseries and sufferings over there. So better you not indulge in such activities. And these beings are called hellish beings. So sinners go to these hells. Where do the virtuous go? Virtuous means those people who have done auspicious karmas, who have done auspicious sentiments, who have helped others, who have thought of the welfare of other people. So these punyashali people go to the heavens. So heavens are in the upper world. They are one upon the other. So there are 16 heavens. These are named in pairs: Saudharm, Esan, then Sanat Kumar Mahendra. So one above the other. So after the 16 names are given in pairs, so there are 8 pairs: Saudharm, Esan, Sanat Kumar Mahendra, Brahma, Brahmotar, Lantav, Kapishta, Shukra, Mahashukra, Satar, Sahastra, Anat, Pranat, and Aran, Achyut. So these are the 16 heavens. Above the 16 heavens, there are situated 9 gravaks. Above 9 gravaks, there are 9 Anudish. And above Anudish, 9 Anudish, there are 5 Anuttar celestial chariots called Vimani Hindi. Okay. So this is the structure of the heavens, you know. So those who have done little bit of virtuous things, they end up in the 16 swargs, and those who have done more, they end up in then 9 gravaks, and then there is 9 anudish, and then 5 anuttar celestial chariots. These are all the places of dwellings for the heavenly beings. What is above this? The Sit Sila. Okay, once you get liberated, you go above all these things. It's called Sit Sila, where countless Siddhas repose. Ordinarily, this is the description of the 3 worlds. If you want to go in more detail, you study Tattvart Sutra, Tattvart Vartik, Triloksar, and other books that we just discussed now in the introduction of Acharya Uma Swami. The big commentary is written on Tattvart Sutra. So there is a very vivid descriptions of these 3 worlds. The conclusion is that these are the places where people are taking births time and again, and depending on the kind of activities that you do in this life, you get birth in another life, next life. And so if you do wrongful activities, you will end up in hell. And if you do good activities, you will end up in heavens. But if you want to go get liberated, you have to get a human birth from where you will get liberated. So we don't long for this kind of heavenly beings or something like that. We want to get liberated. So any of the state of existence is not good for us. All the 4 state of existence has their own kind of sufferings, and this is very well explained in the scripture Chhay Dala by Pandit Daulat Ramji. Okay. In the first dal itself, there is a vivid description of all the kinds of sufferings that this soul undergoes in all the 4 state of existence. Okay. And of course, in Mokshmar Prakasak also, the description is there in the, I think in the 2nd chapter. Yeah. So this was all about 3 worlds. I will be sharing you the maps, colorful maps. I have the posters with me. I'll take a photograph and I will share. So you will have a better explanation.
So in Hastinapur, there is a practical demonstration of all these bhumis, Jambudvip, Sumeru Parvat, Siddhashila. Everything is made there so beautifully.
Yeah, and there are films also made on those. So that also, if I get across, you can search on the Google and you can share it in the group if anyone come across. So there is a description of how the life in hell is there. Somebody had made a film on that, and they have shown a very vivid description of what is written about in the scripts. So these are all there. I'll try to share as many things as possible, but you have an idea what is there in the 3 world from this chapter. It's a very big topic. There are enormous commentaries, big commentaries written on this 3 worlds. So you can just study this references books, Tattvart Vartik, Triloksar, Sapnashar, then Gomatsar, and all this shows a very great descriptions of all these 3 worlds. Now, how much time is left? Let me see, 9:46. So we have another 44 minutes. Yeah, not 44, 42 minutes left. So we will do this story on Muniraj Parshvanath.
Sir,
Bhagwan Parshvanath. Lesson number 9, page number 45. Yeah.
sir, I have a question. So in Siddhashila, that's where all the liberated souls reside. Does that mean that there aren't all the 6 dravyas found in Siddhashila? Is it just Jeev and Akash and Kal?
See, there are Nigodhya Jeeves also there, So,
Okay.
So I think all the 6 substances are there.
Okay. Yeah. So Nigod Jeev is everywhere in all the
Yeah,
worlds.
yeah.
Okay.
So page number 45, Bhagwan Parshvanath. This has been adapted from the, yeah, ask.
So sorry. So, but if then how did Nigodji reach there, sir? Just adding to what
See,
Roshni ji is asking.
they automatically gets birth there, you know. It's not that the jeev is traveling from here to there. It's not the traveling. They automatically get birth over there. There are certain areas where the Nigodia jeeves are also found in Sira.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay.
So uh, all the living beings from one sense to the four sense are all by default born on its own. It's not a combination of male and female sperms that leads to their birth. They automatically gets birth on their own. Now we in our house also you see there are small ants coming up here and there. So where from they come up? They automatically gets birth from there. Even the foods become stale. There are small insects in there. So the case was closed, fully airtight. But still there are lives that has come into that. From where? It's not that they have come by traveling. It is there, they born there. It's by itself. So there are innumerable jeeves in this atmosphere, you know. So uh, we are not able to see it through our eyes, but there are there. So these subtle lives, this is not something that we can comprehend with our limited knowledge. So Bhagwan Parshvanath, this is taken from Parshva Puran written by Pandit Budhar Das ji. I think the commentary is written by him. No, he has written this Parshva Puran. Okay. So he was a poet and he was also a learned scholar, Pandit Budhar Das ji. You must have heard many uh, poems from Pandit Budhar Das ji, very all spiritually inclined work, you know, of Budhar Das ji, Pandit Budhar Das ji. Who will read the introduction? He was born in Samvat 1850 to 1806. That is common era. If you see, it is 1693. So whatever is given in Samvat, you reduce 57 years from that and you get the year of common era or AD, after the death of Christ. So according to the common era, it was 1693, the year he was born, and 1749 is the year he died. 49 and 7. So he was there. His life was very small, 56 years only. So
I'll read it, sir.
yeah, you read.
Thank you, sir. Bhagwan Parshvanath, poet Pandit.
You were reading last just few the last
Yeah,
chapter
yeah.
read only, right? So now let
Yeah.
Roshni ji you read.
Sure, sure.
Budhar Das ji occupies an important place among the old Jain poets of spiritualism and detachment. His verses and lyrics are sung with great respect in the religious community. He lived in Agra and was born in Khandalwal Jain community, as is clear from the last verses of his Jain Shatak. He was a great scholar of Hindi and Sanskrit. 3 of his writings are available at present: Jain Shatak, Parshva Puran, and Pad Sangraha. Jain Shatak includes 100 verses, which are very easy and conducive to detachment. Can you scroll down, please? Parshva Puran can be included in the list of great epics of Hindi literature. It describes the life of the 23rd Tirthankar, Bhagwan Parshvanath. It is of great poetic value and has very interesting exposition of many principles of Jainism. His spiritual lyrics, which are dear to the public, easy to follow, and full of poetic qualities, regale the minds of people even today. The present lesson is based on his Parshva Puran.
So Buddha Das ji, he was a great poet as well as a great philosopher. His verses and lyrics are sung with great respect in the religious community. He lived in Agra and was born in Khandelwal Jain community, as is clear from the last verses of his Jain Shatak. So Jain Shatak is a collection of 100 verses and which are very spiritually inclined. 3 of his writings are available at present: Jain Shatak, Parsva Puran, and Pad Sangra. So Parsva Puran is a great epic of Hindi literature. It describes the life story of the 23rd Tirthankar Bhagwan Parshvanath. Then Pad Sangra is again a collection of poems only. His spiritual lyrics, which are dear to the public, easy to follow, and full of poetic qualities, regales the minds of the people even today. So it is quite 1693 to 1749. So it is almost 275 years ago. Panditji was here, and his verses are still, you can see, of very good quality he has written. So now we move on to the story of Bhagwan Parshvanath. Hemali, you read.
Okay, sir. Bhagwan Parshvanath, teacher. Ramesh, what do you know of Parshvanath? Ramesh, sir, is it the name of a railway station? It is the name of a railway station. Teacher, stand up on your seat. You don't know how to reply. You should stand up first and then answer. Learn good manners. I asked you about Bhagwan Parshvanath. You point out to the name of a railway station. Sir, Ramesh, sir, I went to Calcutta. In the way, I came across a railway station named Parshvanath. If I have made some mistake, I want to be excused. Teacher, it is also the name of a station, but do you know why that station is named Parshvanath? There is a hill named Samet Shikhar nearby, from where 23rd Jain Tirthankar Parshvanath obtained complete liberation. That is the reason why that station is named Parshvanath, and the hill is also called Parshvanath Hill. This is a great religious place of the Jains. Lakhs of people come here on pilgrimage. The place is in the district of Hazaribagh in Bihar near Isri. Besides Parshvanath, so many other Tirthankars also attained complete liberation from this place. Student, where was Parshvanath ji born? Teacher, in Kashi, which is also called Varanasi these days. About 3,000 years back, Prince Parshva was born at the palace of King Ashwasen of Kashyap clan of Ikshvaku Kshatriya family from the womb of his learned queen Vamadevi on the 11th day of the first fortnight of Paush. His auspicious birth was celebrated not only by his parents and subjects, but also by the heavenly beings and their lords, the Indras, with great dignity and pomp. He was a genius, full of brilliance, and having clairvoyance, which is Avadhi in his boyhood, he was possessed of many auspicious physical signs and vitality of a very high order and very attractive personality. Student, since he was a prince, he must have been equipped with all the worldly facilities. Teacher, sorry, undoubtedly so. Besides being a prince, he had great merits to his credit, and heavenly beings attended and served him. He did not feel the presence of any worldly possession, but meritorious possessions and kingly pomp had no place in his heart. He did not have any desire for the pleasures of the senses. He remained unaffected with the worldly pleasures like a lotus in water. When he attained youth, the parents tried to persuade him to marry, but they could not do so. He remained a celibate since boyhood. Student. Why so? Teacher. He was conversant with the intricacies of the soul. He was indifferent towards the activities of this earthly existence. One day, an event touched his soul to the quick, and he accepted the order of Digambar monkhood and engaged himself in the conquest of the self. Student. What was that event? Teacher. One day he went on a morning walk with his comrades. In the way, he saw his maternal grandfather, a monk engaged in penance, surrounded by fire. The wood on fire had a pair of snakes burning inside. Parshvanath knew of their presence in the log of wood by his divine consciousness and requested the monk to extinguish the fire. Nobody believed in what he said till everybody saw the half burnt pair of snakes in the log of wood. Student. Were they completely burnt? What afterwards? Teacher. Prince Pashva addressed the snakes, who breathed their last with auspicious feelings. They were born as Dharnendra and Padmavati in the heavens. Student. It was good they attained a higher life phase. Teacher. There was nothing good in having attained the lifespan of heavenly beings. The real good was that they were attracted towards the path of spiritual development. This heart melting event turned Pashva Kumar into a detached person and he became a Digambar monk on the 11th day of the first fortnight of Paush. Student. Did he engage himself in hard penances? Teacher. Yes, he observed unbroken silence and absorbed himself in deep meditation. Once he was in the state of contemplation in the Achitra woods. Samvardev, his enemy of some previous life, was going through the sky. Old passionate anger overpowered him and he began to torture monk Parshvanath in many ways. Showers, hail, and tempest and stones fell on him, but he did not move from his meditation. The same day, the 14th day of the first fortnight of Chaitra, he attained omniscience. Samadev became repentant and fell on his feet. Student, we have been told that Dharnendra and Padmavati had offered protection to Parshvanath. Teacher, how can ordinary heavenly beings protect the Lord of the three worlds? He was completely protected with the pursuit of the self. The fact that Dharnendra and Padmavati attempted to offer protection to the Lord, who did not need such protection out of feelings of compassion. After that, he moved from one place to another with a religious congregation called Samvasharan throughout the country and preached the principles of detachment to all for 70 years. He always emphasized self-attainment in his talks. He told his audience that the soul is full of eternal consciousness and bliss. Without knowing and having faith in it, and without merging oneself with it, nobody can attain real happiness. Lakhs of people got peace of the soul from his teaching. Poet Buddhadas has given expression to this effect. Poet Buddhadas says, many accepted the order of Digambar monkhood. Many accepted the rules of conduct of the householders, and many animals accepted lower abstinence rules. Women accepted the status of she monks and left for the woods with their husbands. With their husbands. Right faith dawned upon many humans, heavenly and animal beings. This way, all the beings in the religious congregations of the Lord listened to the divine preachings of the Lord and got happiness. Thus, propounding the gospel of non-violence, Parshvanath Ji obtained complete liberation on the seventh day of the second fortnight of Shravan from Swarna Bhadrakut top of Samet Shikhar Hill at the age of 100 years.
Such an inspiring story of Lord Parshvanath. So, Parshvanath was born in Varanasi. So earlier it was called Kashi, then Varanasi, and today it is called Banaras. Right? So about 3000 years back, Prince Parshva was born at the place of King Ashwasen of Kashyap clan of the Ikshavaku Kshatriya family from the womb of his learned queen Vama Devi on the 11th day of the first fortnight of Paush. Paush is generally the month of January. His auspicious birth was celebrated not only by his parents and subjects, but also by the heavenly beings and their lords, the Indras, with great dignity and pomp. So because he was a Tirthankar, so Indras always come and take them to Pandukshila, and there a lot of Abhishek and all is done. So this was about Parshvanath's birthplace, but the story started with the Parshvanath station. You know, the student says that he had been to Calcutta, and on the way there was a station called Parshvanath. So that station Parshvanath is now called Parasnath, and it is the station from where we go to the Summit Shikhar, our holy pilgrimage, from where 20 Tirthankars got liberated. You know, out of 24 Tirthankars, 20 got liberated from Summit Shikhar. Only 4 from different places. The first one is Adinath. He got liberated from Kailash Parvat. Then Vasupujya Swami got liberated from Champapur. And then we have Neminath from Girnarji in Gujarat. And the last one, Lord Mahavir from Pavapur.
Pavapuri.
He got liberated from Pavapuri. So 4 Tirthankars got liberated from different places. All the rest 20 Tirthankar got liberated from Samet Sikharji. Okay. And Parshvanath also got liberated from there only.
So after Vasupujya Swami from
Champapur.
Champapur.
Aminath from Girnar and Mahavir Swami from Pavapuri.
So the Samardev that they mentioned is Kamat, no?
Yeah, earlier it was Kamat and now it is Samvardev, right? So Kamat and Parshvanath has enmity since last 10 births. Every birth, one used to kill the other one. You know, one used to become a snake, then the other used to become something else, and he used to kill him. So that enmity was going on since 10 births, and that is the Kamat's life, Kamat's deep.
So this station is really there. This Parshvanath station is really there. And it's such a nice station. They have made the whole story of Parshvanath on the walls. That caricatures are there. It's done very well.
Yeah. So Parasnath, from where we get down at Parasnath, now it is Parasnath. And from there we go to Samet Sikharji. Yeah. And I have the privilege to be at Samet Sikharji many times, but I stayed there for 1 month thrice in the last 10 years. So we were there for 1 month, you know, and not once, but thrice. It's such a good place for meditation. There is a real jungle over there. You can go there. You will see nobody there. You can meditate on such a natural atmosphere. The oxygen level is very high, and such a good place for meditation. So the station is named Parshvanath just because Parshvanath Swami got liberated from there. It is also called Parasnath Hill, you know. Lakhs of people come in here on pilgrimage. This place is in the district of Hazaribagh in Bihar. Now I think it is Jharkhand district, Jharkhand state, near Isri. Besides Parshvanath, so many other Tirthankars also attend complete liberation from this place. So besides Parsvanath, there are 19 Tirthankars who attend place from there and only 4 from different places. So Parsvanath from birth only was very genius, full of brilliance, very talented, and he was having clairvoyance knowledge of the Gyan. And because of that Avdi Gyan only, he came to know that there is a pair of snakes burning in this log of wood, that he came through clairvoyance knowledge. We are coming on to that story, but before that, he was a prince, so naturally he had got so much of wealth and everything in life, all good things in life, and he had great merits to his credit. Even heavenly beings attended and served him. He did not feel the absence of any worldly possessions, but meritorious possessions and kingly pomp had no place in his heart. He did not have any desire for the pleasures of the senses. He remained unaffected with the worldly pleasures like a lotus in water. As the lotus remains different from unaffected from water, similarly Parsvanath was unaffected with the worldly pleasures. When he attained youth, his parents tried to persuade him to marry, but they could not do so. He remained a celibate since boyhood. He was very firm in his commitment and his celibacy. He was conversant, or he was enlightened with the intricacies of the soul. He was indifferent towards the activities of this earthly existence. One day an event touched his soul to the quick, and he accepted the order of Digambar monkhood and engaged himself in the conquest of the self. So what was this event? We are coming to that event. One day he was on a morning walk with his friends or comrades. In the way he saw his maternal grandfather, Nana, we call Nanaji. In the way he saw his maternal grandfather, a monk, in the guise of a monk. He was not a monk. His Nana was ordinary person, but he was in the guise of a monk, engaged in penance, surrounded by fires. The wood on fire had a pair of snakes burning inside. Parsvanath knew of their presence in the log of wood by his divine consciousness or the clairvoyance knowledge, and requested the monk to extinguish the fire. Nobody believed in what he said till everybody saw the half-burnt pair of snakes in the log of wood. They were half-burnt. They were not completely burnt. They were half-burnt. Still, they were living, but they were not going to survive for long. So Prince Parsvanath addressed the snakes, who breathed their last with auspicious feelings. They were born as Dharnendra and Padmavati in the heavens. So they are heavenly beings, but people worship them just like Tirthankars, and people do believe that these Dharnendra and Padmavati will protect them from any untoward incidents, but it is not so. They were simply a heavenly being. It was good that they attained a higher life phase. There was nothing good in having attained the lifespan of heavenly beings. The really is good was that they were attracted towards the path of spiritual development. This heart-melting event turned Parshvakumar into a detached person. Unko vairagya hua, and he became a Digambar monk on the 11th day of the first fortnight of Posh. So this event influenced Parsvanath very much, and he thought that, see, everybody has to leave this world one day. So why not get initiated into a monkhood and try to meditate of the self. Did he engage himself in hard penance? Yes, he observed unbroken silence and absorbed himself in deep meditation. Once he was in the state of contemplation in the Ahichetra wood. Wood means jungle. So he was meditating in the jungle. Samvardev, his enemy of some previous life. So in the present life, he is Samvardev. In previous life, he was Kamat. No, Kamat. Okay. So Kamat was the one who inflicted pains on Parshvanath Muniraj before he attained omniscient knowledge. Okay. So, but this Samvardev was the same soul as Kamat, not Kamar, but Kamat. Okay. So it was the same soul. Samardev, his enemy of some previous life, was going through the sky. Old passionate anger overpowered him and he began to torture monk Parshvanath in many ways. Showers, hail, and tempest and stones fell on him. But he did not move from his meditation. Okay. So in previous birth, he was Kamat and then he became a Samvardev and he inflicted pain on Parshvanath in many ways. Showers, hail, and tempest and stones fell on of him, but he did not move from his meditation. Now my question is why he did not move from his meditation? Can anyone say a good answer?
Because he was so busy in himself that he had no consciousness of outside world. He was so busy in inside exploring and meditation, and he was just unaware of the world.
So he was fully focused on the self and he was enjoying eternal bliss. So once you are enjoying the one which interests you, you don't listen to what others are saying. So example would be small kids playing cricket, and the mother is calling again and again, come and have lunch, have lunch. He says just coming, 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 but he doesn't come. Why? Because the game that is going on, he was playing, he's so much interested in that that even he is hungry. It's lunch time and he is hungry, but still he doesn't pay any heed to that emotion. Why? Because his interest, his game, he was so much focused on the game that even he is hungry, he doesn't remember at that point of time. Similarly, Parshvanath was meditating of the self and he was so much engrossed in the self, he was deriving happiness, eternal bliss from that soul, that he was experiencing that eternal bliss, that what was happening outside in the body, he was not having any impact on him. That is the power of concentration. He was completely prostrate with the pursuit of the self. So he did not move from his meditation. The same day, the 14th day of the first fortnight of Chaitra, he attained omniscience. Samvardev became repentant and fell on his feet because in spite of so much of his efforts, uh, throwing stones at him and the other pain that he inflicted, but Parshvanath remained undisturbed, and that's what influenced Samvardev. And he realized that he had done a very big mistake, so he fell on the feet of Parsva Muni. But Parsva Muni was practicing equanimity. He had nothing against Samvardev, and that particular Samvardev also became a monk and he realized himself and he also got liberated. So after attaining omniscience knowledge, uh, so then there is a question. We have been told that Dharmendra and Padmavati had offered protection to Parswanath. How can ordinary heavenly beings protect the Lord of three worlds? He was himself so powerful. He was a Tirthankar. So he was completely protected with his pursuit of the self. The fact is that Dharmendra and Padmavati attempted to offer protection to the Lord, who did not need any such protection, out of feelings of compassion. So why did Dharmendra and Padmavati attempted to offer protection in the first place? Because in the earlier birth they were snakes, and it was kid Parswanath who protected them. So in retaliation, they also wanted to protect Parswanath Swami, and so they offer help. But Parswanath did not need any help because he was a Tirthankar. He was very capable, and he protected himself by practicing discriminative knowledge, and he remained focused on himself, and the by outer pains, the external factors did not disturb him. After that, he moved from one place to another with the religious congregation called the Samosaran, or the Holy Assembly, throughout the country, and preached the principles of detachment to all for 70 years, such a long period. He always emphasized self-attainment in his talks. He told his audience that this soul is full of eternal consciousness and bliss. Without knowing and having faith in it, and without merging oneself with it, nobody can attain real happiness. Lakhs of people got peace of the soul from his teachings. Poet Buddhadas has given expression to this effect. So in Hindi, there is a part of words written over there. You can see from the Hindi version. Kei mukti jog bad bhag, bhaye digambar parigrah tyag. Kini श्रावक व्रत आद्रे, पशु पर्याय अनुव्रत धरे. कई नारी आरजी का भई, भरता के सन वंग को गई. कई नर पशु देवी देव, सम्यक रत्न लयो तह एव. So the meaning is given here in the English version, but the actual words is given in the Hindi version. Many accepted, many got liberated, many accepted the order of Digambar Jain monkhood, many accepted the rules of conduct of the householder, and many animals accepted lower abstinence rules. That is called Anuvrat. Okay. So many became Sravak, many became Muni, many got liberated, many become Anuvrati, even the animals become Anuvrati. Women accepted the status of she monks, Arjika, that is called Arjika, and left for the woods, means jungle, with their husbands, not with their husbands, but with their monk who were earlier their husbands. Okay. So the husbands became monk and the wives become Arjika, and they all went to the woods to practice meditation. Right faith dawned upon many humans. So many humans become Samyak Drashti in that holy congregation. Many right faith dawned upon many human, heavenly and animal beings. These were all the beings in the religious congregation of the Lord, listened to the divine preachings of the Lord and got happiness. So Tirthankar have a very big impact on the people who come in their Samosaran, and many gets liberated over there, and many gets the becomes Digambar monk, many accept the conduct of householder, many becomes even animals accept lower abstinence rules. Woman becomes arjika, and right faiths dawned upon many human beings, heavenly beings, and animal beings. All this is the power of the sermons of the Tirthankar. Thus, propounding the gospel of non-violence. Propounding is put forward. Gospel is the sermons or the preachings. Parshvanath obtained complete liberation on the 7th day of the second fortnight of Shravan from Swarnabhadra Kut, top of the Summit Sikar hill, at the age of 100 years. So at 30, he got initiated into monk code. He attained omniscience knowledge, and the next 70 years, he traveled length and breadth of our country and spread the religion of Jainism. And at the age of 100, he got liberated. So very inspiring story of Parshvanath, right from his childhood to becoming a monk to getting liberated. So it is so easy. Once you realize yourself and concentrate on the self, automatically everything happens, and you are not a doer of those things, but you are only an observer. So very inspiring story of Parshvanath Swami, and we will also take good things, adapt good things from here, and make our life more meaningful, more spiritual, more fruitful, and more satisfactory. So this was again a Pratman Yog story, and this is how the 4 expositions are written with different style and flair. So this is all. Our time is also getting over. So today I gave you the homework for concept clarity paper 2. You have to write on 4 expositions, their definitions, their style of presentation, their important characteristics, and the practical application of 4 expositions on a particular event, and which helps us to practice equanimity and also helps us in decision making power. So you have to give 3 examples of your day-to-day life, and the myth buster, you have to mention in half page what were your earlier belief, and by reading this chapter on 4 expositions, how your belief system has changed, that also you have to write in half page. So today is 26th, I suppose, right? Today is 27th. 27th April. So 21 days from here will be the last date of your submission of concept clarity paper 2. It's 27, 27, 28, 29, 30. 4 days here, and then 17th May. Okay. So 17th May will be the last date for submitting concept clarity 2. And I would suggest you start doing from today. You read the text, you listen to the lecture again, and then you refer to the books that I mentioned, Vitrag Vigyan Vivechika and Moksh Marg Prakashak. Moksh Marg Prakashak in English I'll be sharing, and also I'll be sharing the maps of 3 worlds. And if you have any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, we are done for the day.
So I had one question. So this is Himali here. Sorry, my internet was a bit unstable. So towards the end, I couldn't get the breakup of the points for the concept clarity part 2. If someone can just put it on the group, it'll help me. But so going back to the story, I had one question.
Hmm.
So we are saying that, earlier when Parshvanath Bhagwan was a small child and he saved those two snakes,
Hmm.
and then both Dharmendra and Padmavati, they tried to help him.
Hmm.
But sir, they have also taken multiple births, and how do they remember? I mean that it. I mean I understand that Parshvanath Bhagwan's some karma probably came into fruition and someone came to help him. But
Right.
how come the same souls are coming to help him? Is there
So,
a linkage?
like they may not be knowing, but they will have that feeling that let's help this person. Okay. So they may not be knowing that in earlier birth they had helped me and let's help him. It's not that way. Like now
Right.
you have taken a birth to your parents. Okay. So did you
Yes.
children come here?
No, sir.
So why did you come here then? Because of your past connections, no?
Yes, sir.
Ah,
Yes, sir.
so it's similar like that only. So they had past connections, so that Dharendra and Padmavati developed a feeling to help Parshvanath, and
Right.
just this is the way that stories are depicted in Ratman Yoga. That see, if you do bad things in life, you will get birth in hell, and if you do good things in life, you get a heavenly being, birth in heavenly being. So these are just kind of a motivation that the Pratman Yoga
Correct.
shows us so that we don't indulge in sinful activities. The
And plus, sir, they also had clairvoyance, na, Avadhi Gyan, because they became.
also, that is also a reason, right? Because they were heavenly beings, and heavenly beings have clairvoyant knowledge, and through that knowledge also they can know that this fellow helped me in earlier birth. And even Parshvanath Swami had clairvoyance knowledge so that he came to know that there are two snakes there.
Yes,
His
sir.
others were not ready to believe it, but because of his clairvoyance knowledge, he came to know that there are two snakes over there. So, so that is the reason. So when a Tirthankar is born, he is already having three knowledges: the sensory knowledge, the scriptural knowledge, and the clairvoyance knowledge. And the day they become a monk, they also manifest telepathy, mana parya gyan, you know.
Oh.
And, and when they attain omniscience, that is the fifth knowledge that they acquire.
So, sir, even today monks have telepathy.
No, today the monks, there are monks, but they don't have telepathy. Even
Okay.
clairvoyance is also very rare, among the monks.
Okay.
But all the narkis, hellish beings, and the heavenly beings have this clairvoyance knowledge. And because of this clairvoyance knowledge, they inflict pain on each other in the hell. Because they know that in earlier life they were responsible for inflicting pains on me. So let's repay
Take
them.
revenge.
Yeah, take revenge and all that. So it is like that.
One more question, sir.
Uh,
Sir, in one of the groups, there was a discussion about a particular event of Bhagwan Parshvanath's life. This when he saw that these two, the couple, the snakes were burning inside the wood.
hmm,
Uh, he gave sermon to those that.
hmm, hmm,
So
hmm.
that did the sermon include Namokar mantra or not? Because one of the positions that a person was taking is that Tirthankar does not utter Namokar mantra throughout his life.
Oh. I'm not aware of that fact, so I will not be able to. I'll ask somebody and let you know. So, what did he utter? So, if he's not reciting, usually in other stories I've seen in Simandar Kumar, no, not Simandar Kumar, what's his name?
जीवंतर चरित्र कुत्ते को
Ah,
नमोकार
Simandar
मंत्र.
Charitra. So, the dog was about to die, so he recited Namokar mantra, and through that he got birth in heaven and all. So some stories are like that also, but regarding Tirthankar, they don't utter Namokar mantra that I'm not aware. I will ask somebody and get back to you on this.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions? So you are quite clear what you're going to do in concept clarity 2, and you should start reading from today and write something every day. So in the next 10-15 days, you complete this exercise and submit. I'll share my email ID. You can put it on my email ID also, and you can upload it on the Moodle app also. Okay. Everyone got a password on Moodle app? So you can submit your assignments through Moodle app, through that app only. Okay. So you send me a mail also when you write the concept clarity paper 2. Everyone has completed concept clarity paper 1?
Yes. I
Any,
already emailed you, sir.
yeah, I received your email. Anyone else who is left over, please complete in this week. I think there are 20 students in our group, but unless and until you attend, how do I know that you are in or out? I don't know. So whatever it is, you complete it at the earliest. When you fall back, no, you keep lagging, you keep on lagging only. And then you lose interest and then you drop out. But if you attend classes regularly, you will be always learning new things every week, and the whole class motivates each other, and it's such a wonderful feeling, you know. So missing classes is really harmful for a student. Encounter with Kamat Tapas.
So I found this online. He asked somebody else to recite the Navakar Mahamantra.
Acha.
Namaskar Mahamantra.
Oh. So Soumya, your answer is here. So you share it in the group, so everyone will read. So
Just a minute, sir.
yeah, you share it in the group.
So,
Okay. So we'll close for today. Our time is also over.
1 minute, sir.
To start
I
preparing
will.
concept clarity.
This is Madhu,
Thank
sir.
you.
I will not be in station now. 1 month I'll be outside only. So I
Okay.
won't get this book, Vitrag Vigyan Yachika. It's at home and I'm outside.
So you have
So
a laptop with you?
no, I just carry my phone.
Okay, so you carry the textbooks.
I'm already outside and I don't have it.
Okay. So
It'll take some
what
25
you
days.
want us to do? Tell me.
Vitrag Vigyan Yachika, you were saying no, to follow that book also,
That I
and
will
then
send. That will I share in the group again. Okay.
okay, the PDF you mean?
Yeah, I'll send the PDF. If you want, you can
Okay,
refer there also.
okay, okay,
Okay. And you
okay,
can
sir.
also
Oh,
refer Moksmark Prakashak also. That also I will share the Hindi version
okay,
and the English version.
okay,
Okay.
okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. ठीक है. निज निधि निज में बताई, यह अनंत उपकार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना सत बार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना सत बार है. 9 बार नौकर मंत्र गिनेंगे. जय जिनेन्द्र.
Jai Jinendra. Thank you,
Thank
sir.